Hello. All right. Hey, got a couple of people in. We've only got looks like there's a couple of people in the stream here. I mean, watching live. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I'm using my headphones so I can filter out some of the noise because I live on a really busy street here in Detroit, and it's like it's a Sunday, so there's like crazy motorcycle mayhem going on, and so so I got to wear the headphones, but I do have jams going on in my head as well. So I'm jamming, but I wish I could share the jams with you, but you know how it is. You get blocked all the time if you start jamming out in the public. So anyway, yeah, okay. Well, as a little brief, what I'm doing right now today. This is just a little casual chit chat. If you have any questions, write them in the link or no, not in the chat. And I got a couple of people here who can read them, and they will tell me what you're asking, and then I can reply. So I want to ask you guys out there and girls. Hopefully, there's some women out there as well. Can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me, please, because that'd be a nice touch. I'm gonna move this out. Okay. And so what I'm doing today is I'm drawing Converse. I just started. I was busy trying to set up the stream stuff, and it wasn't working so well. But I managed to get it all linked up. I think. I hope. And I didn't get a chance to warm up on my um on my Converses. I know what I want to draw. I've got an idea, and I'm going to tell you all about it. But in the meantime, and so I'm just doing my first ideas on this idea for the Converse. I thought I'd start mellow, easy with the Converse, and then work my way up to the Nike and the Air Jordan. But I'm looking at the Converse as kind of a warm up. So, but they're all challenging. I mean, Converse is challenging because we're all stuck. Not all, I don't know. At least I am stuck in the Chucks. I just think of Chucks when I think of Converse. Um, but there's the older ones, aren't there? There's the old ones from the 80s. I remember them from the 80s when, did I say 80s? Well, anyway, I know they came out in the 80s. No, before that, but they were like normal, what we call basketball shoes. Uh, And I'm not talking about the Chucks. I'm talking about like the beefy ones. I don't even know the names. My buddy here, who's here, Jace, he's here. He's back here. Can you wait? Where is he? Where are you, Jace? Oh, there he is. Here he's behind me. He's in the frame of the kitchen. So he was showing me his old pairs of Converse, but they're not the Chucks. They're not the Chucks. But I'm drawing Chucks a little bit. I'm drawing Chucks because I know that's low hanging fruit and it's kind of easy. Those things are the easiest shoes ever to draw. But I'm adding a functional element. I don't know how functional Chucks are really, honestly. I mean, they're wearable and they look cool. They're good for skating and stuff. But I figure they're kind. I love the canvas, right? And based off that canvas, I was thinking, well, what other canvas stuff is out there? And I was thinking military. Instantly, I was thinking military, and I was thinking World War One, World War Two, like pouches that they wear, and that the army guys wear, ammo pouches, and all that other like the webbing and all that. And so I'm like, that's normally it was canvas back in the day. I'm back in those days, and I'm like, if I could put some pouches, I love putting pouches on shoes when I'm designing. It's just one of the things I do. And I think canvas pouches on checks would be a really fun idea. And I'm an artist, designer, and I want to carry some pens and pencils around with me, and I want to carry a sketchbook with me, and I don't want to stuff my back pocket with it. I don't want to stuff my front pockets with that stuff. And I'm like, and besides, you're supposed to get some steps in, I guess. That's what everyone says. You need some steps in. You should put some weights on your ankles, all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, let's put some weights on the ankles, but make it functional. So I'm thinking slap on my phone, little phone holster in there, little maybe a little sketchbook stuffed in there somehow. I don't know, but you don't want to ruin the form of your hip, do you? And your butt. So maybe you can just add all that extra weight on your shoes, on your feet. So anyway, I'm just warming up. I'm just mindlessly doodling, and I'm just going to draw some uh as I say, some Chuck as a base because I like doing stuff that's relatively easy, and Chucks are relatively easy, and I think that's a great way to warm up. I mean, maybe people should say something like, "Oh man, don't be a coward. You should do all the hard stuff and challenge yourself and all that." I'm like, yeah, I know. But right now, honestly, I just want to warm up, play it cool and easy, and just draw some shoes that look halfway decent, and that's where I'm coming from. So, how's the chat? Anything?
Yeah, we do have our first questions about submissions, whether they're solely hand or digital as well.
That's what they're asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody is asking about. Let me read it here. Let's just see what these say. Um, I'm gonna check. I'm sorry, checking on my other monitor. And here we go. And home. There we go. I'm not used to doing this on my iPad, so tell me what was the question?
Do submissions need to be done by hand or can they be digital as well?
Mhm. Okay. So the oh my God. So I was just talking, and it picked up in my headphones, and then I got this diatribe about like some crazy stuff that just completely confused me. I never had that before. It was just telling me, all right, basically, all right. The question is, uh, hand submissions or digital submissions. All right, as far as applying to Sketchbattle, you can apply. You should. I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to go on your iPad and draw some digital stuff, it's cool. If you want to draw some hand stuff, it's all cool. And we're just talking about right now. We're just talking about the first three sketches that you got to send in for the application. And honestly, the best thing you can do is just bust out the coolest stuff you can do, and not necessarily labor it and give us this crazy renderings and things, but just do some really interesting drawings that's going to get people's attention, specifically Nike incorporated, including Converse and Air Jordan. Best thing you can do is just bust out some nice sketches that are going to get people juiced. I mean, for example, and I'm not even saying this is mad juice, but um, like, for example, I was doing some stuff. Let's just see if I have it. Okay, here. I just put it right in here. So this was a sketch I was working on yesterday. It's a little bit crazy, and it's just exploding ideas out. That's all this is. It's just exploding ideas out. And so this took me. It took me 30 minutes at one point. At 30 up here it says 30 minutes. I got to this point in 30 minutes. I already had most of this drawn. But then I came back on my desk, after dinner or whatever. I don't know. And then I was just sitting here, like, just doodling. It was already open my sketchbook and started filling it in even more. So it turned out to probably be an hour. I was on the phone and I was talking, so I was just sketching on this thing at the same time. So this is just a bunch of kind of random stuff, but not really. I was thinking about some function. So it could be anything like this, all the way to I don't even know what's in my sketchbook. But you can keep it loose or you can just play it like I don't know. Let's see what I've got in here. Some ideas. You can just bust out some ideas like this. Um, so these are like very loose things, or you can go as crazy as you want. Get all Photoshoppy and stuff. But it should be sneaker based. This is for a T-shirt that we're doing. I'm just gonna see what sneaker stuff I have in here. A lot of it is kind of production stuff, but I that's not the stuff I really like to draw. I like to draw the crazy stuff, honestly. Okay, I've been forced to do some. So yeah, I don't know, just some crazy stuff, a little bit, just some silly stuff. Just I like to ideate, and then when I find something I like, then I go to town on it. That's when I would take a photograph of that, put it into Procreate or Photoshop or something, and bust it out. But just something that'll get some interesting some stuff. I'm sure a lot of the shoe people out there, because I've been out of the loop. I've been doing freelance shoe stuff, but I haven't been in a company for a while. It's just yeah, it's not my thing. Um, so so here's something I did a little shoe thing. I People will probably like shun me and be like, nah, he's not doing it right. All I can give you is how I would approach this thing, And so how I'd approach it is, I'm on Converse right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a bunch of conversey shapes, but I'm going to try to break the mold out a little bit and do something a little bit different. I'll start with conservative stuff, but then I'm going to be putting in these backpacks. I guess I'll call it a backpack. Backpack because I'm thinking of these ways to hold extra stuff in your bag. I'm gonna turn on some light to get some little bit more extra. Uh,
Brook,
yeah,
we have one more question.
yeah.
Looking through the page and seeing Sketchbattle Pro, the sneaker Sketchbattle will follow the same format of 30-minute rounds.
Yeah. So what happens with what we've been doing recently? So about rounds. We're having this year. We're having 2 rounds. First round, and I'll write it down. Round 1, 30 minutes. 30 mins. This is all analog drawing. It's only analog. Pen, paper. You're given a piece of paper. Everyone is given a fresh sheet of paper, but it has a logo. It has our logo on it, so we know that you're not bringing in a piece of paper that you might have done beforehand. So we give everyone some fresh paper, and you draw on it with purely pen and paper and markers, whatever, but it's only manual tools. That's for 30 minutes, analog sketching. And that is like, i.e. your initial sketch. And then at 30 minutes ends, then we have a 30-minute break. You guys can get up and walk around. And second round comes in, and that is you'll take that basic original sketch, and you'll put it either into Photoshop or you'll continue sketching on it in an analog way. But as I say, you can put it into your iPad, you'll put it into your computer, and then you can go Photoshop, Illustrator. I wouldn't recommend Illustrator because it's too slow, but if you're good at it, then um, and then specifically Viscom. So we really suggest a lot of you use Viscom because there's a special Viscom prize, and they are like the machine that pulls the original sketch together. Then Viscom, then a little bit of Photoshop, and then Viscom, you come up with final rendering. Either that, or you final render it with your own digital tools or analog tools. But that's how it is. So round 2 is 1 hour, and this could be digital, analog, or and Viscom. Viscom is strongly encouraged because it's the future. This is the philosophy of Sketchbattle. So we want to use the thousands of year old technique of hand drawing. It's been around since the caveman days. So we want that because you always need to know how to draw and sketch with your hand, and that's super important. Then the next thing is current, which is using digital tools, for example, Photoshop and Procreate. That's the current thing. But the future, it's the current, but it's also the future, is using artificial intelligence to help. Because at this point, you can sometimes, in Viscom, you can load in the sketch, get it rendered, and rotate it in a 3D model where you can actually 3D print it. And that's what our aim is at the end of the sketch battle, is to print some of your 3D models that is created in Viscom. So Viscom's strongly encouraged. Does that help a little bit? All right, I'm gonna try to draw some 3D. I'm gonna try to funk up the Chuck. I'm gonna be doing Chuck, but I'm gonna be trying to do a little bit of a fresh look on it. And as I say, with this backpack stroke pocket situation, because for some reason, I don't know, I just feel like it could be really a cool idea. And so basically what we're doing is I'm adding a little more function to the Chuck, because Chucks, I could be wrong here. I'm so nervous about saying some wrong stuff about the shoes, but I feel like Chucks, there's just classics. They're just beautiful classic shoes. And as far as function, I just think of them as just streetwear. I don't think of them as like major function shoes. What about you, Jace? I mean, is there like major function to the Chucks?
I would say the same. I mean, when they first came out, they were probably lighter and more flexible than, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a conventional athletic shoe at the time.
Yeah.
As, the years have worn on. I think they're definitely more of a lifestyle, more of a skate,
Yeah,
more of a everyday type of shoe versus an athletic one.
right. Well, they were current at the time. When did they come out? In
Yeah,
60s,
totally.
50s,
Late 50s maybe.
and they had that honeycomb type of sole.
Yeah.
That was like an injection molded sole. So that was something kind of fresh at the time. But now here we are, 50, 60, 70 years later. So things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to readdress the Converse and try to add something a little bit fresh, but something I would use as well. I do love Chucks. I mean, they're great, but I will also want a little place to put in my phone holster. That's really what I want to go. So I'm gonna draw this again, but with a phone holster, and that's what I want to call it as well, just to be bad boy. With my lack of bad boyness, I'm gonna call it a phone holster. It's like, yep, packing a phone holster, buddy. Maybe play with the proportions a little bit. Maybe might be a no-no, but I am using a lot of these classic shapes. And I love drawing classic stuff with a twist. I love it because, as I say, I like doing easy things. But I also like to push it as well. But I like doing easy things because then I'll do it really well. And then but then I can also mess with it as well. It's like you have to learn the basics before you can really exercise true freedom in terms of innovation. That's what they say, at least. And so, if I'm drawing some basics and mastering it, then hopefully that'll give me a real tool for pushing the boundaries. So, anyway, let me just tell you a little bit about some sketching. While one of my favorite tools is this ballpoint pen, this yellow, specifically this one. This is it's called a Bic Fine. This is, you can only get in Europe and Mexico, maybe South America. But you basically cannot get these in America unless you order them from a special, I don't know, way. In America, we have these. This is the equivalent, but it doesn't work as well as this solid color Bic. I don't know why. It's just not as good. The tip is fatter or something. But this is really the primo ballpoint pen. Super cheap, and it's hardcore. It's no BS. It's hardcore. There's no fanciness on here. It's just raw, and that's what I like it. It's kind of like an AC Cobra or something. It's okay if I compare it to cars. It's like a this is a classic. It's old. It's from the 50s, but it's just a raw car without anything, like no air conditioning, no. It's just performance, and that's what this is. This is just pure. It's not soft suspension. It's loud. It's not trying to be fancy. It's just raw, and that's why I like it. It just performs really well.
We have one more question from
Yeah.
Javier.
Oh yeah.
Is the design of the battery one of the three that are sent to apply, or is it going to be something fresh? So, asking about the prompt for the sketch battle.
Okay. The prompt. So basically, if I got your question right, Javi, I think that's Javi, I think. Um, so you're going to be submitting three sketches, and this is for everyone. Everyone's got to submit three sketches. You've got to do a Nike shoe, you've got to do an Air Jordan shoe, and you've got to do a Converse shoe. Okay, that's clear. And however you want to do that, you do that. Then the Nike team are going to choose their 21 favorites for the contest, plus another 30. They want to see portfolios of approximately another 30 people outside of the contest. So they'll invite those people too, or we'll invite those people too. But as far as the contest is concerned, uh, what's going to happen is I think Nike want to have an equal amount of Converse designers, designers doing Converse, an equal amount doing Air Jordans, and an equal amount doing Nikes. So that means so we're going to have seven people doing Nikes, seven people doing Converse, and seven people doing Air Jordans. So what we're going to do is we're going to randomly choose in a basket. I think we're going to do this live on a video. Dr. Edwards and I don't know, we're going to figure this out closer to time, but we're going to draw out tickets for the people who are accepted to come into the contest, and we are going to put them all into the basket and draw out the tickets that we're doing the Converse 7. So we pull out 7 tickets. Those random ones will be doing Converse, and then we'll do a Nike, another 7, and then we'll be doing Air Jordan for another 7. So it's random. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to all 21 of the contestants with the rules and with what shoe you're going to do. You're going to do one of those brands. When you get that prompt, that's your prompt. You have I think we give you 7 days before the event. We tell everyone that they're in 7 days before the event. So then you know you're in. That gives you 7 days to create a concept and to sketch it out and practice, because we really want you to come into this event well practiced and knowing what you're going to draw. And so therefore, if we're giving you the prompt before you're doing a Converse, then you know you're doing a Converse. And so you just figure out a nice idea for your submission when you come into the contest and draw it all out. So here's the thing. So when you get a job, normally you can't really choose what you do, especially at the beginning. You have to do what your bosses tell you, whatever's needed. And so therefore, the thinking is, so if you were to work at Nike Incorporated and you got put into the Converse department, well, that's just where they're putting you. That's just how the job goes. And so therefore, you can't really be a chooser what jobs you're going to do. You can't just go into a design studio and say, yep, I want to be in the advanced design section and I want to work on new laptops. It just doesn't work like that. You just have to do what's given to you. And so that's the kind of philosophy that we're coming from in terms of delegating what 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 your prompt is going to be.
And then we've got one more about the views for the submission, which is pretty open-ended. But
Yep.
they're asking for lateral views submission or if they should submit an outsole or other views of LLCs.
That's such a good question. That's okay. This is a really good question. Okay. Personally, I'm doing a little bit of both. I'm doing side views, a little bit of 3D views, and so it all goes together. But what I think, this is my tip of the day. This is one of my tips. I think you should draw 3D. I think to be in a really good footwear designer, you need to draw feet really well. One of my favorite things to draw is feet in white socks. I think because a white sock gives it a very beautiful, makes it look like a last, but it gives it more realistic foot proportions. And then so if you have a raw foot with just a sock on, firstly the sock covers up all of the nastiness of the foot. It just makes it a blank canvas, and then you can draw on top of it. What my favorite tip is to find a really nice image of a couple of feet. When 2 feet are together, then you see the medial side and you see the lateral side. That's a great underlay to trace. So basically, yeah, trace that sucker. You have these two, so you have both views, and then you just get on there. I take it off the internet. I'll pull up, or I'll get my wife to take a picture of my feet in white socks, or I'll take a picture of her feet in white socks. I will get that perfect image. It's way better to get an image, take the image yourself, than to go on the internet and search for 2 hours and still not find the perfect shot. Just go to your buddy or go somewhere, take a picture of your own feet, which is a little more tricky, honestly, but take a picture of your partner's or somebody's feet in the best view possible, white socks, and then trace those. So this is how I trace it. When I say trace it, what I mean is I will photograph it. I will put it into Photoshop or Apple whatever's or whatever it is. I will print it out. I will take that photograph and I will print it out, and then I will draw on top of it. I'll print it out multiple times so I can build my confidence in terms of if I screw up one print, it's not a big deal. I'll draw on another one and just print it and draw on exactly directly on top of the print, and it's just so fun and really, really fast and fast and vicious because you really can pop out bunches of designs that way without having to get all bent out of shape in terms of stressing about feet proportions. Feet proportions are a pain in the butt and they're hard. You have to get trained up in that. You have to learn how to do it. And the best way I found to learn how to do proportions, and this isn't just shoes, this is everything, is to trace it. I mean, yeah, we can do all that still life stuff all day long, and you learn a lot. I know that. I know we learn a lot by doing that. But the thing is, I found that it's just faster to learn how to trace. Just tracing the stuff, it's faster. I remember when I was a kid, and I was drawing. What was I drawing? I was drawing World War II aircraft, and those things are hard, because those swept wings, drawing it in 3D, these aircraft, what doesn't really matter. Any swept wing aircraft, like jumbo jets or anything, it's really tricky because just swept wings and all that stuff is just like it gets really crazy, confusing if you. But then if you trace it, so what happened was I was trying to draw these aircraft, and I was having a hard time. And then I think there was like a coloring book that finally my mom saw that I was drawing these aircraft and stuff. And one day she just bought me a coloring book. And coloring books obviously have just black lines, so it's easy to trace. So I did. I just traced it. And then I learned how to do those really hard aircraft after that. And I was pretty good at it after. I was like, darn, that's an easy way to learn how to do it. People frown upon that. Oh, I traced. Yeah, you know what, man? Everyone traces. Most people, anyway. Maybe not, but so a lot of people. If you need some quick proportions and you don't have time to learn, we trace, we underlay, all of that stuff. So I wouldn't let people discourage you. Whatever gets the job done. There's no such thing as cheating as long as you're not copying blatantly. What did you say, Chase? I mean, just whatever, however you get to the end product, as long as it looks hot.
Absolutely. If you're, running in circles just to get set up for your sketch, the shortest route you can take is
Hmm.
that scaffold
Yep.
before you build your idea and lay down what you really want to.
Totally.
It's only going to be more power to you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's wasting time. It is, and it isn't wasting time. Um, oh, you know what? A big pouch in the front might be cool.
And we got one more.
Yeah.
As far as incorporating the functional and building aspects of the shoes,
Yep.
should they be presented as a brief statement or as simple keywords or carvings?
That's a really good question. So the question is about the innovation of the of the shoe. Should the designer uh, write out a brief and write it out as part of their submission? I mean, sure, yeah, why not? Say, yes, there's an issue. Lacey, there's whatever the issue is that you want to address. Heck yeah. You know what's even better than writing it in text? I mean, text is all good, but what's even better is if you draw it. If you could draw that thing, that issue, like, God, what would an example be? Maybe the rubber on the back outer lateral side of your heel is always worn down. You can take a photograph of that. At least it's visual, and say, look, that's an issue. It's always wearing out in that area. Or I'm a skater and I'm always busting up this part of my shoe. Take a photograph of it. Maybe even sketch it, showing visuals to show what the issue is. If there's a sport that you see that there's some issues, uh, illustrate it. Illustrate it because we're visual people. We don't want to read too much. I mean, we'll read a little bit, but we don't want to read too much. And if you can just visually tell us what the problem is you're trying to solve, that's an amazing storytelling technique, and that goes a long way. So I would strongly encourage you to definitely do that. Um, Moisture wicking, temperature control, air control, lateral support. I mean, there's a lot of analogies to that too, isn't there? And drawing those analogies, that storytelling, I cannot tell you how important storytelling is. This is a major part of what we do at the College of Creative Studies because I teach at the college. I teach design sketching and storytelling and how to make your concept attractive and sell your concept because that's basically what we're doing. We're salesmen, and so if you're going to tell a story about an issue that you're trying to address, tell it in the most compelling way. So this event is our first sneaker sketch battle. We're so lucky to be doing this with Pinsol Lewis College, Dr. Dwayne Edwards, and his amazing footwear design college. So we partnered with Dr. Edwards because I'm out of the loop with footwear. I used to be a big footwear designer for years, and then I moved into transportation design when I moved to Detroit a few years ago. But before, I was in Europe doing shoes. I was in Europe. Where was I? Oh, Europe and San Francisco. San Francisco, I was also doing consumer electronics, a lot of stuff, but heavy, heavy shoes because I'd had that shoe experience already in Europe. And so, what's what was I talking about? All right, I got that. So yeah, so anyway, there's a huge overlap between shoe design and car design. What was I talking about? Do you even know? I don't even know. I'm so loopy. Uh, but anyway, oh yeah, that's it. So this is a new thing for us. This the sneaker stuff, and so I needed to hook up with some big dogs, some important dogs, and no dog came more advised than Dr. Edwardson, but he's not a dog. He's fucking amazing. Excuse me. I mean, he's very amazing. But anyway, they said hook up with the biggest shoe dogs you can, and and everyone was saying you've got to team up with him because he's Dr. Pinsol is the place the and so teamed up with him, and so here we are doing footwear. Now I'll tell you what another reason why we're doing footwear. Not only is it my roots of design, but it's also because it's like one of the most important, one of the sexiest things of industrial design, and one of the most sexiest des design conundrums that we have in our times, designing coverings for our feet. And so I'm like, we got to do shoes. Not We were doing sketch battles before. They were all about cars, because here we are in Motor City, and I created this sketch battle for car design because it's so aggressive, and I've been doing it for about 10 years. But I wanted to expand into the sneakers because it's in a way it's a bigger industry. It's easier to, it's more accessible. And so this is the perfect thing because sketch battle, it's all about one of the things about sketch battle is about getting hired, getting noticed. That's one of the things that we're finding, that with the sketch battle, companies sponsor us and they use sketch battle to find talent rather than go through all the usual resume stuff. And so to share that experience with more people, I had to break out of automotive and jump into shoes, because shoes is one of the biggest industrial design sectors there are, as well as one of the sexiest. So it's a no-brainer, and that's why I'm jumping into the shoes, and and I think it's gonna be so fun. It's so different from cars in many ways. It's super different from cars, but it's also there's so many similarities. People are there's debates always like, yeah, they're so different in terms of design and stuff. Well, it's absolutely true, but there's also a ton of similarities in them. So how I got my first shoe design job, that was working with Fila. Um, it was it's because I was doing transportation design school. I was in transportation design school in England, and the Puma came into our school, and were looking in the transportation design department. They were looking for shoe designers because a lot of the times these big companies they go to the transportation departments as well as the product design departments to choose their to pick up some hires. And so they came into our trans design school, Coventry University, and the school said, all right, everyone, like this is how it is at school. They tell all the students, they say, all right, these brands are coming in next week. And so what happened was Fila said they're coming in like in a couple of days. And so the schools told us all, oh yeah, you'd be working in Italy, you'd be working near Venice, and so I was like, that sounds kind of cool. And I was really desperate to get a job, and so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for this thing. I thought, doing shoes would be pretty fun. I'd never drawn a shoe in my life, and so what I did was, and this is a big tip for you guys. Seriously, this is a massive tip if you follow this, and it works. So what happened? I knew Philo was coming in. And so what I did a couple of all-nighters. I did a couple all-nighters um, leading up to their coming in, and I busted out like a bunch of shoe drawings. And what happened was, I was pretty happy with them. I mean, I was already kind of good at sketching anyway, so but I did this, and so we set up all of our artworks, our easels. We have our easels and all of our printed boards all over the in the auditorium place wherever we were showing our stuff. And there I did, no shame at all. I just stuck these sketches, ballpoint pen sketches, and of course I was using one of these. Seriously, um, stuck them up on the easel, and so there's no mistaking. They were not gonna miss me. They were gonna see me, and so they because my stuff was right there in their face. And I even put some logos in there, and I redesigned their logo. I made so many mistakes. So, firstly, so they said they called me in. They said, "Hey, we saw you drawing those shoes. We saw you drawing shoes, and they're really like they look really bad. They're really potatoy. They look like potatoes." And they said, "But we see that you are really keen, and you're a good drawer, and you have good thinking, problem solving thinking." And so they said, "We'll offer you an internship." And so I took that, and then so I worked in Italy for a few years doing that. And so that's how I got my first shoe design job. I just slammed it right in front of them, just slammed it right in front of their face. Did a bunch of shoes. They were not the best. They said, "Look, your shoes are potatoes, but we'll teach you how to do shoes. It's fine." And I got the job. So that was how I started my shoe design career. So I'm thinking, wouldn't that be cool if you had fat laces at the bottom, really fat? I'm really fat. And then as they go up to the top, they get thinner. So this is where I screwed up in the drawing because but just imagine that. If you had fat laces in the middle, right? This is how it works. So this is just off the top of my head. I mean, I just now thought of this. So the lace would be something like this. It would be like a lace would start off, laces are always like this. There's the the aglet, and then it goes like this. They're always the same length. I mean, same width. At least the ones I know of. And then they close off. Aglet down there, and then so that's it. But what if you had a lace like this? It goes like this, and then it starts off. So I'm starting at the bottom. The bottom lace is the middle of the lace. So what if I started off thin up here like this, and then it got really wide up here, and then tapered off here? So here it is. That's a little exaggerated, but I have to exaggerate it to get my point across. So this is a big lace. This is the storytelling that I'm talking about. Just thinking off the cuff. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Thinking off the cuff. This is live and direct. I've never had this idea before until now. So here I am. I have to draw this to illustrate this idea because Joe Blogs, who's going to see my sketches down the road, I'm not going to have a chance to explain it to him. He's going to have to see this for himself and understand it. This is part of the storytelling of this thing I'm talking about. So this is the new lace. I'm going to call it the wide boy. for lack of a better term, because I don't have any originality.
Got another question.
Yep.
If you want to take pictures of a product, put it in Photoshop, add color or light, and modify the design, what is a good resource to get started doing videos on that?
Well, as far as videos online, that's a tricky question. That's a tricky question because okay, firstly, Spencer Nugent, Sketchaday is a good sketching guy online. There's a few others I can think of, Michael DiTullo, but there are others, but those are the people that I think of most initially. But and Jace, tell me if I'm right here, but they're saying, what if they want to take an existing shoe and modify it?
Yeah,
Bottom line,
that's what it appears to be. Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I don't know what people think, but I'm totally down with taking a shoe and modifying it. You know, it's like taking all right, like a resto mod car. Like get a 69 Charger, Challenger, and then you put in a new elephant motor, or no, put in no, don't do that one. That one's a six cylinder, isn't it? Put in
Yeah.
put in a Hellcat motor.
Okay.
Put in a Hemi motor in an old school car. So you have an old school out, but then inside is all brand new suspensions, race stuff and everything, carbon fiber body. I'm loving that. I love taking an existing design and souping it up, making it really cool. Like that's kind of maybe what a Converse could be. Couldn't it be like, all right, keep that same shape.
The rest of them.
A resto mod. Yeah, right. But make sure you're going to be explaining it all and showing some really a Converse with some air pockets,
Yeah.
air suspension. So, okay, to that question about taking an existing shoe and modifying it, yeah, modify it, but definitely make it look fresh and modern. I hope I'm saying the right stuff because I don't know what Nike wants completely. I really don't. I mean, do they want far out? I would have thought, this is my outsider view, I would have thought they'd want across the board. I think they would love to see a Chuck like modernized as heck, but keep that because retro nostalgic is super important. I think at least everything doesn't have to be super spanking brand new. It's like a Porsche 911, or it's like what's another good comparison? A G wagon, or I'm talking about cars, sorry, but what's something a Jeep is a little bit of a Jeep. Mustangs, yeah, Mustang silhouette. That we love humans, we love the retro, but they might not be wanting a retro thing. They might be wanting the freshest thing ever. So, that's an interesting point. Then, thank you, whoever wrote that question, because I think maybe your shoes that you draw and you submit for to get accepted, your three shoes. I think you should do that. If you want to do a little resto mod, an old shoe, but modernize it, uh, but then do something really out there. Mild to wild is my thing. Mild to wild, baby. Mild to wild is how do something conservative, but then do something out there. So, would you agree with that?
Yeah, most
I mean,
definitely.
that totally makes sense, doesn't it?
If you got three submissions, you got a chance at technology, at streetwear, at something classic.
Yeah.
And then as the competition gets closer, whittle it down.
Well,
And,
it's
and, and as sprinkling bits of everything,
mhm.
into all of your ideas.
Well,
I mean, something can be, classic on the first read and then have state of the art technology that, you know, wasn't around when it first came out.
well, you could even go to the self-lacing stuff, like the Back to the
Yeah.
Future thing, which they actually made. So, these brands actually kind of hinted all of that, don't they? These brands, they hinted this. So, I mean, okay, current. Well, I don't really know all about. I feel like I'll get criticized for like not knowing about brands and stuff, but I mean, Converse could be looked upon as a retro thing, and you get your retro thing on that, and resto mod it up, and that's more the old school flavor, but you modernize it. But then the middle of the road might be, dare I say, Jordan. I don't know. They're just about stylish, cool, functional court wear, but dress wear, just really fancy stuff that looks really nice. But then Nike is like the extreme. They're pushing it with all this transparencies and all this like techie stuff, woven materials, and so Nike is kind of the advanced design, I think. So maybe each one has its own place for I don't know, showing your skills, you know. So now what I'm doing is this is a big backpack. This is like this is I'm thinking of the last Blade Runner, the last no not Blade Runner, sorry, the last Mad Maxes. I Furiosa, and also not just Furiosa, but I don't know, but there are these old women. You know, they're driving through the desert, and Furiosa is driving through. They have the big rig and Mad Max and all that, and they're driving through, and they come across this I don't oasis, or it's not even an oasis, but it's really in the middle of nowhere. Dead trees everywhere, and these old ladies are in there, and like I think these girls were the daughters of these ladies. So if you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, they're in the and then there's this old lady and these old ladies in there are like all hunchback with sticks and kind of like they look like witches a little bit. I'm kind of getting I'm kind of getting these vibes with this thing. It's because it's only just because the silhouette. I'm just playing with the silhouette and making it like um yeah. I'm just making it like silhouettes are super important. I love doing silhouettes, but I am adding some function to this, I guess. I'm sticking with the vulcanized. Okay, so anyway, so what time is it? Okay, I've been on this for an hour. So this is what I'm going to do. No, I've been on this for 50 minutes. This is 50 minutes. First round is normally 30 minutes. Okay, first round's 30 minutes, so I've overdone it. But give me some credit because I'm actually talking as well. So, but I'd do something like this. Let's say I could have done this in 30 minutes, which I probably would have been able to do. This is my first page. And so what I would do, I would have firstly come into the contest with some ideas already. But this is straight off. So what I would do is I would take this. So this is my next step. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna finish this off. I'm gonna do another 10 more minutes on this. It's 5:51 right now. I'm gonna do 10 more minutes on this and see like the proportions of this is really annoying me. I'll just move on. I'll just do a back view. I love doing back views. And so, all right. So, oh, if I'm doing these pouches and backpacks, I might as well do a back view. So, all right, there I go. So what my plan is, because I have a plan to win this contest. I'm pretending I'm going to be doing the contest. So my plan is to do these very loose ballpoint pen drawings, loose but with some concept in there. So these are my drawings, and what I'm going to do when round one is finished, the bell will ring. We're called the Fight Club of Design. And so what happens is with the Fight Club of Design, because we used to be like a fight club, but sketching fight club in underground party places as raves, and it was like all like underground and seedy and stuff. So that's why we call ourselves the Fight Club of Design. And so in keeping with that, uh, I'm going to uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photograph of this and I will pull off the parts that I like and then render them up quickly in Procreate, and then I'm going to take it into Viscom. Honestly, I want a holster so bad, and I'm not talking about for pistol. I want a holster to hold my phone in my in my I don't want to put it in my pocket all the time. I don't want to put it in my pants pocket. One of the best things I love about being a designer is solving problems. But then, okay, this is a thing. This is a thing that I love doing. This is one of my techniques. I love just not knowing what I'm drawing yet. when you're in a job, they will tell you what you're going to draw normally. They're like, all right, you're working on lacing systems, or you're working on ventilations, or you're working on the new running shoe, you're working on the new basketball shoe, you're working on this. But if you're not giving those constraints, what I really love to do is to just draw and see what comes out, and then you like, and you turn. I'd like to turn off my brain. I love to turn off my brain and not think about it because then I you go deep in the subconscious. You go deep in the subconscious because you are not thinking actively. You're just kind of, I like to listen to the music and pay attention to the music. So therefore, I'm not paying attention to what I'm drawing. And so therefore, the subconscious comes out. So what what comes out is unexpected. And design, what unexpected design is really the ultimate in goodness. I mean, because you want little unexpected, whether it be Easter eggs or little hidden things or something unexpected like a stripe that's going like you would not expect it. And so that for me comes out when I am not paying attention to what I'm drawing and when I make mistakes. Are we good for questions?
Yeah, well,
And so that's why I really love to just draw and not think about it. And then when I come back and I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's some interesting ideas in there. And that would have not come out had I was consciously thinking about it. I find when I'm consciously thinking about it, it's too many filters. It's like, oh, can't do that because of uh, constraint, because of manufacturing constraints, or I like to just do something, whatever, and then see, and then I will address it once I've drawn something weird and unexpected. Then I will address all of those other issues later. But it's just fun. That's my philosophy anyway. Flaps to hold something. All right, my phone. I'm just going to quickly draw in where my phone would go. I know there's the ankle that I'm going to draw it in right in here. The foot goes in here. There's the toe there. The foot goes up here, and then heel. So my there, there, and then my ankle there. So if I put my phone, oh, this is the best place for my phone, right in here. I remember thinking about this. This is the best place for my phone. Okay, one more quickly. So what time is it? Oh my gosh, I gotta get onto photo. I gotta get onto I gotta get into it. All right, so the bell's about to ring. I'm gonna do some emergency strokes. I'm gonna do some strokes. Just test out this marker. These are some Olo markers. Just got a new set. Really fun. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this, because markers are terrible traditionally on ballpoint pen. Yeah, look, I'll tell you why they're marker. Look at that. It's all like bleeding and stuff. But sometimes it can look cool, but sometimes it can look like trash. But sometimes you can work with it. Sometimes bleedy stuff, you can work with it. Just putting in quick ones. And sometimes that bleedy stuff actually works to your favor. If you like that artistic look, but this is interesting. I haven't played with these Olos too much. These markers. This is a brand new brand. And they're so cool. Quick plug. Look, they're made out of. They have ink like this. They've got ink. I don't know if you can see that. See that ink? They don't have filament in there. You just refill the ink like that, and it just looks sweet and cool. Love them. I think I love them. I'm working on them. I'm working on them, playing with them right now. And let's just see what happens. But just quick, just that's how you do markers, by the way. If you want to do markers, just have to be fast and quick. That's what the whole point of them is. Some people are tight about them, but that's also good. I like both ways. So just a quick drawing in here. This is where my phone is going to go. There's my phone. This is probably the view because I kind of like this shape, even though it's not. I'm still liking it. I'm going to use it. That's it. This is a phone. I'm going to write this phone holster. And to tell my story, I'm going to give it that shiny look. Round this off. Big stitches. And phone holster. And I'm just to be a little bit risky, I'm going to draw a holster for a gun. But an old school holster, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they look like. This is an old school holster. Here's a belt. Some stitching. They always have big stitches that go around. And bullets. I'm just trying to be edgy. That's all. So that's a holster. Phone holster. And I'm going to pop this off because this is the main concept. There it is. This is just a strap because I don't want my phone to come out, so it's like a Velcro strap. That's what it is. So this is my concept, and I'm going to do a check mark to bring my attention to that. And I'm going to slip it into there. And I have to add a little bit more marker to it just to pop it off. It's going to get dirty real fast, I know. But the phone is dark, so quickly. Let's just do that. I'm just randomly choosing markers. This is the phone. And this leather case is going to be brown. I'm trying to race with the time, so there. Phone holster, and just to reiterate, I'm doing a holster there, brown belt. That's what that's meant to symbolize. Okay, there we go. Phone holster. Maybe it's just called the holster. That's what I'm doing right there. All right, boom. Round one over. Hopefully I'll have timed it. I might have my cell phone sitting. I'll have my cell phone there. I'll have been timing my 30 minutes, get the alarms going off. Hey, by the way, Sketchbattle. You can wear headphones, whatever. If you get distracted, don't be worried about coming in and letting people watch you sketch, because that's going to be a life thing you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to sketch live in front of people, whether it's in a meeting or in on a whiteboard, and you're talking about brainstorming ideas. You're going to have to do it anyway, so might as well get used to it. Number one. Number two, just turn off. Just put on your suit of armor. And just turn off your emotions. Just get in there and just start sketching. All right, so here I am. Got my iPad. I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to try to do a quick render of this thing, and try not to labor it. You guys will have practiced. So this is the thing. You'll get your briefing a week before, and then you'll practice your sketch, your idea. You know what shoe you're going to be working on. You won't have to be working for 3 brands. You'll just be working on this one brand they give you, which makes it much easier. And I would hope, for goodness sake, that it would be like a nice one for you, like Converse. No, I'm being silly because, each one. All right, so I'm going to take a picture of my whole thing here. That's what I'm doing here. That's what you can see, my camera. There it is, take a picture. And I might even do a little zoomed in on this one. Okay. Oh, I like the back on this. There's a little back here. I do like that. I'm going to put that in. So that's it. Let's see what I can do. So there we go. What am I doing? I'm going to go to Procreate. Procreate. Where are you? There we go. And let's go new. Letters, tabloid size paper. 11 by 17 basically is the size of paper that we are using. That is something. 11 by 17 paper, guys and girls. Okay, 11 by 17. Here we go. I'm going to load in 11 by 17 tabloid. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Next is load in the photo. There. Add. Insert photo. And these are my photos. So I'm going to add this. I'm going to cut out the stuff that I don't need. Oh, I forgot to use your scanner. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, okay. This could be cool. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase out the obviously bad, because I like to be a little artistic in terms of how I lay my work out. So, and you can see what I'm talking about in a second. I'll duplicate this just in case, but I won't have time. I'm just gonna have to get in there. There it is. Eraser. Come on, I'm running out of time. There. Erase out that, and let's just do some quick brightness stuff. Brightness, and I'm gonna erase out all this other stuff too. Oops, wrong brush. Eraser. I'm using a graffiti eraser, a graffiti brush. So there. See, that looks automatically cool. Make that big, and I hope I can bust this out. All my views are not going to match, but it's going to have to be fine because I don't have time. Next, load in another image, add, insert photo. This is my money shot, even though the proportions whacked out. I'm going to erase out all the stuff that I don't need. A little bit, make that brush smaller. See, it's all like speckled. It's a cool look. At least I like it. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna jack the brightness, saturation. I'm not gonna mess with that. I'll turn it down. No, I'll keep it like that. There, done. I'll make it big. And then finally one more. I think I had another shot in here, so let's go to insert file, insert photo, back. Nope, that was it. All right, cool. All right, let's just get in there. The back view, who knows? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn them down a little bit. Turn that down. Oh, I'm gonna make the holster. No, I'm gonna turn this one down too. So I'm actually putting pressure on myself. I'm pretending that I'm really in this competition. So, by the way, you're not allowed to bring in you're allowed to bring in pre-made. The only thing pre-made you're allowed to bring in is like colors and textures. You're not allowed to bring in any other like pre-made CAD stuff. None of that. You have to really draw everything from scratch and from your head. So that's a major rule. So we're going to be keeping an eye on you, so you don't bring in pre-made stuff. No gravity sketch, no computer aided design, just purely hand drawing tools like pen and paper and Photoshop and pen enabled pens if you want. And then of course Viscom, which I'm going to get in there super fast. So I'm going to choose a brown brush because I think I'm going to draw in brown. Come on, there we go. I'm going to choose my fit. I have my favorite brushes already set up. Brook's faves. I'm going to choose the ballpoint pen. Stabilized, not stabilized. Ballpoint pen. Here we go. Let's do this. A new layer. It is new. Let me make this bigger. Why is this thing not working so good? Why is that not working so great? All right. So one of the things I really love to do is flip the drawing because I'm going to duplicate it in case I screw up. But I flip it because I can see more clearly what the deal is. I'll flip it. There. No. Go here. There. Flip it. There's a thing to store, edit, flip, horizontal, flip, horizontal. There we go. Now I can more clearly see the issues. And I'm going to put that here. That's actually a better composition. And then the back view, I'll move it over here. And I'm going to also flip that thing as well. Flip it because you never know if there's like something. So this is my two views. Good enough? All right. There. I'm going to put in some airbrush. I'm going to make this big. I'm going to put in some airbrush quick. New layer brown. This is all only going to be brown. I'm not going to mess around with colors. So let's go airbrush there. Big. This is so I use graffiti brushes. I like graffiti brushes, but they can be tricky. So big. I think I'm taking a big risk doing these graffiti brushes. And I'm going to use a normal airbrush too. But I just want to dirty it up a little bit. Honestly, that's why I like. Okay, there. Okay, I've got some start. That's my base. I'm going to give my background a little bit of color. I think. I feel like I'm wasting time. New layer. White. Ballpoint pen, please work. Yep, there it goes. All right, turn it down. No, I'm gonna go black. No, dark brown. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So, why is this thing not working correctly? Whatever, I'm just gonna work with it. I love the thicker, the thinner laces. I love that. Oh, stabilized, that's one reason. So this is going to have multiple. So here's a mistake. I know I'm making a mistake in this. So when I first got my first shoe job, stabilized, I don't want that. I don't know why this pen is. I had all these cool, I thought they were cool shoe ideas. And I put them all into one concept. And they said, damn, bro, just chill that out. Why is that not working correctly? I might have to go to 6B pencil, which is going to suck. Let's just try. Look at that. I have to stroke it like a few times before it works. It's like an iPad problem. Maybe it's a pencil. Let me just make sure it's all charged. 100%. All right, let's go. What is it? phone call. Sure. Hello, hello. Can hear me now? I think I was getting a phone call and it started. Yeah, yeah, good, good, good. All right, there we go. So anyway, let's just come on, man. Come on, man. I hope this pencil. Look at that pencil. It's just doing stupid things. I can't believe this is happening to me now. Okay, I'm gonna just jump. All right, all right. This is an emergency move. Emergency move. I have another pencil. Let's see if it jumps in there. Come on, baby. I hope I don't, because I'm not getting into all my settings and stuff. I'm not going to do all that. See, it's taking time for that. It's a setting. Okay, be calm. Just take it. Just take it. Just take it and just work with it. Maybe it'll work out, because sometimes I find that it can actually work out to your favor if you have an issue like this. All right. There we go. So this is my Converse, and I'm enjoying myself very much, except for my stupid pencil. But here we go. Here's my song. Right here. This is my phone case. Look at that. So I'm designing it like this so you can easily pull the phone out. And here's my strap. I'm gonna erase out the stuff. Oh, I want to erase out the stuff I don't need here. Let's just choose a brush, which is equivalent to a pencil. Okay, then back to my pencil. Erase out the stuff I don't need. Okay, go in here. There. Some details. So this is actually hard. If I just would have practiced for this little meeting today, I would have been on it. That's why it's going to be important to practice before you come in. When I do this next thing tomorrow, I'm going to come in practiced. I made a mistake. I learned this is a good trial error. Screwed the pooch. Oops. Isn't that what they said in, what's that movie? Lost? Lost. All right, there. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. It just doesn't work. All right, so phone holder. And I'm going to draw a holster here. And you know how they have a strap. And then there's a belt. This is my whole story. There. There. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to do what's it called? It's calm. Okay, this is not as important, but I'm going to bust it in anyway. This is really killing me. Maybe I should have just done this in. Maybe I should have just done this in manual mode, honestly, because my digital stuff is falling apart. which is so rare. But that's not the most important part. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find a stitch brush. This is the focus right in here. We'll put in that, and then the other side would be here. Let's put in this other details. So I'd be so disappointed with myself that I didn't get my pens working before. I'm already disappointed with myself. Okay. I'm going to start rendering up. I'm going to use some airbrush, quote, airbrush, I mean. It doesn't work. Definitely practice before you do this, before you get into the contest. There. There. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go to find cell phone, iPhone. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I cannot draw quickly enough. iPhone screen. I'm just going to do a quick superimposing. I just need an image. There, good enough. Yep, take that. Add to save to photos. Let's go up here. Canvas, insert photo. Take that phone. There it is. Oh wow, it came out really perfectly. Yeah. Okay. Can you put that in? Answer the question, Jace?
Yeah, for some reason I can't type.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't type in the chat?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, that's weird. Can you type in the chat? I'm gonna freeform it. We're having technical difficulties over here at the Middlecott studio. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so I can see where I need to erase out. I would normally use layer masks, but I'm not going to. Oh, come on. There. Oh, it's because I have the pencil on stabilization. Let's just crank this thing up. I need something bigger. So now there's no mistaking that this is a cell phone case. There we go. All right. Let's go back, new layer, get this brush. Let's put it in here. Let's just put in some around here, there, a little bit back here. Put this behind the phone. Okay, now turn this down and new layer, and let's start putting in some details. Let's just please work. A little bit stabilized. Wonder why that is. What do you think? There. And I'll do another stroke over here and erase out. This is the fastest way I can do this. So I've got a few concepts. That's what I was talking about earlier. I've got a few concepts on this, which is a little bit too much, honestly. Oh, shoot. I've got this wide lacing system, and then I've got this backpack, and like it's maybe just a little bit overkill. Okay, let's use that brush again. This is the white stuff, so I'm gonna, oops, turn it down. And I'm gonna use that same white stuff for reflections. Oh, that's black. Let's go white. Oh God, why is it doing that? White, white, white. Sometimes it's just not fast enough. Maybe it's just because I'm not fast enough. There, brighten this up. Just I have my normal tools. It's not even stroking. Okay. Oh yeah, I have this as well as an extra, another feature. It's like it's too many features, too much. Yeah, but let's just put in some basic reflections. Okay, and to save some time, I'm going to find a zipper brush. Zipper. You can download zipper brushes, of course. I mean, I hate to preach to the choir, but yeah, you can download zipper. I don't mean zippers, I mean stitch brushes. Test. Crank it up. Okay, let's just do it in here. Right as you add a stitch brush, it automatically reads fabric. That's just, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? But some people don't think about it. It's just pretty obvious, though. New layer, because I'm going to just zip it in here. And here. That instantly reads fabric. And this is what I really wanted to do in here. And then the strap, of course. Okay, there we go. Oh, and erase out. There. So when I come in, I'm coming in tomorrow, right? I'm coming in tomorrow, and I'm coming in on when else am I coming in? Today's Sunday. I'm coming in on Monday. I'm gonna do a shoot that, and then on Monday, and then Tuesday as well. Wednesday's the final deadline. So to put in your drawings to apply to compete. Why is it like that? Maybe if I try something else, I'm gonna try something else. Jump, stabilize. What time is it? 30 minutes. Okay, I've used 30 minutes. Oh, you're out here. All right, see you later, Jace.
All right.
Yeah, catch you later, buddy. Yeah, have fun.
What's in mind?
Thanks. Okay, now what? I'm just gonna have to do it like comic book style because my pens are not working. This is, by the way, a tongue. Just gonna do color blocking now. I feel like this is wasting time. And it's gonna screw up my, what's it called? My VisCom too. But this is really my main ticket right here. It's my ticket to ride. VisCom actually really prefers, I find, it really prefers um, side views. Not necessarily, but it's going to be interesting. It wants simple. It definitely wants simple. Simple drawings. There we go. I'm just going to color block this in. Trace out some of my mistakes and I'm making it VisCom. There we go. I want to color block in this thing. I forgot. Just quickly do it. I'm going to just choose a different off color like this. What's a nice opposite? I'll go yellow. And I'm going to go underneath, right here. Oh, and one more thing I gotta do quickly. Airbrush. Come on, baby. Erase out. Come on. Turn that guy down. It's ugly as hell. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna take this into VisCom. Time is okay. All I really want to do, I'm gonna duplicate this photo. select here, duplicate. I was looking forward to doing this all day, honestly. Maybe I should just do the Viscom tomorrow. No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Viscom tomorrow. Because I had the mistakes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all this together. I'm just going to do a nice set of sketches. That's what I'm going to do. Just one page. I'll have 2 pages. I have my first sketch page. Oh, come on. My first sketch page of ballpoint pen sketches. Sometimes I just mash it all up. Okay. I'll try to make this look as good as possible first. I think I'm going to change the color too. Erase. Erase. This is why I did this. I just wanted to cover up that hole. And then this, of course, is going to get all erased. So it's all on one layer. So let's merge down. Let's just go into the changing colors because I need it to be somewhat a little bit funkier. So that's kind of coolish. Let's just see what else we've got. Okay. Let's add some of this. Just some pop. Maybe hopefully get some attention. And I'll erase out a little bit. Oh shoot, I did it all on the wrong layer. Here, let's do that again. And let's erase out all the stuff. Because this is all inside. Okay. There we go. Cell phone. Okay. All right, now, just my pen was working. I'm just blaming my tools now, aren't I? Hey, are there any questions? All right, there we go. A little bit of shadow underneath the phone because I need to focus on that a little bit. There, not the light effect, fat nozzle, whatever. I'm not too bothered at this point. Let's just make it look decent. All right, let's get in there and write some stuff. Okay, my concept about the lacing. Let's just draw that in. Um, expanded laces. Concept one. Okay. See, I cannot draw. Then this is an iPad setting. because that's how the laces work. Thick. Thin. All right. 2. Phone holster. So this is 1. Laces. 2. Phone holster. 2. And then I had a third one. Lateral support. Lat. Lateral. I will be ready tomorrow. Trust me. Lateral support. And I'm writing like an idiot because my pen doesn't work. And so what time is it? I got 10 minutes left. So what could I do? Tie this in. I would have rocked this so hard if I didn't have stupid pen issues. All right, let's put in some highlights. I'm gonna go white. I'm gonna go HB pencil. Pop a few things off. I hope this is on another layer. It is good. Turn it down. Okay, let's put in some textures. Why not? I've got some time and I've got my basic concepts. Let's just, textures is feast for the eyes. So it's going to be right here, stitch showing. Where is it? Splatter, splatter, materials, materials. Here we go. Let's just do something conservative like this. With a little bit of a color. And erase out where we don't need it. And oh, let's put in a little extra details up here. Pencil, right, fine. New layer. Who knows if I screw it up? I want to do something on this toe. Lighten it up a little bit. Erase out. Turn it down. Okay, one more thing. I want to put in a highlight. I'm just going to choose an airbrush. And erase it out. And one color pop. Oh, we've got 7 minutes. Color pop. Let's go pink, pink, pink. Pinky, pinky. Try it out. Oh, let's try the brush. All right, that's fun. Aglets. Okay, there, done. I mean, I'll be prepared. I'll be more prepared tomorrow, but I guess I'll sign it. Before I sign off, pardon the pun, but before I do, does anyone have any other questions? There it is. There's my my hour and a half plus my this. Right, there we go. All right. Big thanks to Nike who's supporting this, and also big thank you. Here's a poster. Prince Louis College. It's going to be held at Prince Louis College on the 19th of September. Be a contestant. We have over $5,000 worth of prizes. When you see this poster, scan in. There's a link here to take you to. It's easy to apply. You have to send in 3 sketches. So thank you so much to Nike, Jordan, and Converse for supporting this very first uh, adventure into hiring people. This is very first sneaker sketch battle. DJ Emily Thornstriker, badass DJ MC. Miss Corona, she was in 8 Mile. She was one of the major rappers in the 8 Mile movie. Dancers from MCSDA. We got breakdancing. Boom. BFF, Black Footwear Forum. We're working with them to do this whole thing. It's going to be freaking dope. Detroit Month of Design. Thanks, Kiana. Thank you all, team there. Um, Design Core, yes, I teach at that place, by the way. Ford, yes, Ford Design. Thank you guys. Amazing. Love to have an automotive people on board. Viscom, one of our core people that we've been working with for years. Uh, Artificial intelligence is busting these sketches out and making them fat. Exhibition, love you, Gabby. Amazing, amazing woman, amazing brand. We love these people. Love buying shoes from them. They're making this happen too. They're getting funky with Sheafy McFly prizes, with what other prizes you did? Oh, El Capi, another bad Detroiter, man. Oh man, Detroit is the artist mecca. This place is so sweet. Anyway, yeah, CCS, college I teach at, College of Creative Studies, amazing. Dream Cell, not Dream Cell, but DSC. Deshang, another partner of ours. I've been working with them for 3 years, working with concepts with them, with our school, College of Creative Studies, and our students. 5 o'clock Garage, amazing custom car manufacturing and stickers. Love them. They're supporting us. Olo markers, thank you guys. New sponsor. I'm falling in love with these markers. I can't wait to get the full set. Oh my gosh, you're gonna yeah, baby. Okay, PepsiCo, give me some Pepsi and some chips. Roman Village, Patrick, bad. Oh my God, their place in where is it? You did where? Dearborn, yes, Dearborn. Their Italian food is so good. I'm going. Let's go there tonight. Anyway, they're supplying some pizza for some of us. Brazen Sports, Eddie, dude, sweet. Some Swiss made watches, two of them. We're giving away they're really sporty watches. Great Lakes Liquor and Wine. They're giving me some alcohol-free beers. Middle Cot Sign. Hey, baby, that's us. That's the producers of all of this. Me and my wife. Where is she? She's over here. She might come over, but she's probably not. She's way too cute to get onto the internet. All right, so yes, everyone. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, see you tomorrow, all you guys. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna do this again, but this time tomorrow I'm gonna be really on it. All right, out of here. Bye. Oh, wait. Here. Okay. Wait. I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay on a little bit. I'm gonna stay on because I'm getting some messages which I didn't know that were coming in. All right, let's go back here. When did this happen? Loud and clear. Do submissions need to be done by hand or okay? We did that. Submissions, if they didn't specify, but is it lateral view? As I say, whatever view tells your story. Javier, okay, development, dev. Hi, Brook. When incorporating the innovative aspects of our three shoes into the layout, should we be presenting them as a brief statement? Yeah. Give a little brief about your shoes and about what problem you're solving. Pardon? Okay, except for Ted Electro was answered. But down here, I'm getting some Javier. Scott, second bit of advice. Okay, just jumped on. For all of the contestants, there are a few keys to solid footwear design. One, proportion is critical. The design needs to have percentage of pseudo-realism. Fair enough. That's a big tip, everyone. All right, I'm reading these, so that's a big one. Thank you, Scott. He's a daddy. He's one of the kingpins. Uh, wake up, Javier. Okay. Mm-hmm. Brooke, when incorporating the innovative aspect. Oh, wait. Hi, brother. I wanted to take pictures of the product. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go back down to Scott because I was second bit of advice. Think conceptually about what you want to do. 70% is familiar, 30% is unknown. Unique ideas. This helps you to create next idea. Fair enough. I agree with that. A little bit of roots in reality, not too far out there. I'm always ahead of my time. 10 years. Who would have known? Second advice. He's got, what's up, Javier? Oh, yeah. Okay, we know, I guess. I mean, I wonder if that's our same guy. All right. Uh, has a different style. Everybody has a different style. Give yourself a chance. to not just sketch the idea out, but write in what those key features do. This shows how you think as a designer. Fair enough. Sound is malfunctioning. Oh, yeah, okay. Brook, there is no sound. Woohoo, can hear you. Yeah, 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 okay. Helpful piece of sketching advice on sneakers. Draw. Oh, tomorrow I'm doing it again at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and this time I'll be way more prepared. All right, but let me just continue going through these from E. Scott Morris. Helpful piece of sketching advice on sneakers. Draw the ground lines so that your shoe is not floating. I love it. It helps give the sketch foundation. Yes, it's like building from the bottom up sometimes. I love it for cars too. Where can I find enter contest? Scott six. I think it should have been written, but sketchbattles.com. If you want to enter the contest, here. Oh shoot, we didn't write it on our poster. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna write it here. Uh, okay, if you want to enter the contest, go here. This is a good one. Uh, sketch battles.com. Sketchbattles.com to enter. There, it's all pretty clear. You have to scroll down. Tip 6, take a look at some real pictures and study how sketching, lacing, molding details, and components in reality. When you get that gesture in your sketch, your audience will read it as real. Okay, that's fair enough. Cool Studio. John Calvert. Thanks, man. Of course, Jonathan. Thank you for coming in. Thanks, Brooke. Ryan, thank you. What time are we on tomorrow? Looking forward to seeing you. Awesome. 5 o'clock. Amazing sketches in Viscom. Edit and your amazing sketches in Viscom. Yes, I'm gonna try. Uh, thank you all. Okay, big love. All right, I'm out.